Hello everybody, this is Matthew back with Watty's channel. The My Favorite LJN tournament continues, and I'm sad to say, guys, this is going to be the final video of this tournament. This is episode number 27, and that just tells you how many massive amount of collectibles I have as far as LJN originals, resin figures, and of course both resin and custom rubber figures as well. So I'm down to the last 4 figures. So I got 3 battles basically. So round 6 is going to consist of 2 battles, 1-on-1 for each one, and of course the winners from those 2 matches will face off in the finals, which will be for round 7. Again, round 6 and 7 we're going to do in the same video. As I mentioned towards the end of the last video, I did already pre-record 2 videos for Hasbro. The completion of this tournament, I am going to upload those videos as well. So I did my favorite, my top 10 favorite Hasbro figures, and I also did my top 10 least favorite Hasbro figures. Maybe at some point I might actually go through and do a whole discussion of the series of Hasbro's, but I can't really do my favorite, and then kind of do the whole tournament like that. I just don't think that would really work. It would take way too long, and with all the customs and everything that I have LJN wise, 27 videos, this I think took too long. Not for me per se, because I had a blast again, and making these. This was some of the most fun I've had in a while. And like I said, my very first video, I've never made any content on YouTube before. I still, even after all the videos I posted, I still don't know what to expect. So far, either very limited or no views for my videos, which is kind of sad. So I'm basically just talking to myself right now, but I mean, I'm hopeful over time, as the days, weeks, and months pass, that more and more people will become familiar with my channel, or be able to review my videos and get a kick out of them, same way I have. And I know that I don't have as much information, backstories within my videos. Normally, I just talk about the figures themselves and pretty much move forward, and that's kind of how I wanted to do it. I didn't really want to spend too much time on the backstories because of how I feel about the competitions and my eagerness to find out which one of these guys are gonna knock off the next guy. So I don't want to take up too much time, guys. I just want to dive right in. And well, the one good thing I guess about this round is that you do have 4 figures, 2 custom, 2 original. The customs and the originals will face off against each other. So Stud and Kamala original takes on Bruiser Brody and Ultimate Warrior custom. So it looks like in the last round, we are going to have 1 custom, 1 original figure. So that's pretty neat that it worked out that way. Now, we saw how badly I struggled the last video, choosing between Kamala and the custom Bret Hart figure. And we're talking about a Kamala figure that already has the perfect fighting pose. Now you're putting him against another dominating force in Big John Studd. And again, it's pretty much the same for the most part. Perfect pose. Right arm, left arm under, or right, doesn't matter. Obviously, left arm under has the better positioning. Big John Studd, same thing. Great body pose, positioning of the arms, left or right, under, it doesn't matter. So Kamala does have an upgrade per se, as far as having a little under the chin chop that he does, or kind of like the Undertaker chop, whereas Big John Studd is simply both closed fists. Is that really a decrement per se? I said decrement. Decrease, decrement. That's not what I said. What I meant to say. Not really, but they the similar body types, similar fighting poses. Again, both legs spread apart, easy to be picked up and body slammed. These are two perfect figures. If we're going with originals, this might come down to 1 and 2, or vice versa. I don't know. I mean, so because the poses are so great and so similar, there really isn't a clear winner in that regard. So we could look at the chest. Plain chest, nothing too flashy. It does have a few designs. They're simple marking, stars and the moon. Not a biggie there. Then we could look at the design of about the waist downward. Nice pants, good solid boots. Nice stars shaped. Whereas Kamala, bare leg, no shoes. That might be would that be something hampering his ability to move forward into the finals? Not necessarily. Both have good facial hair. The extra markings on Kamala's face is incredible. Absolutely love this figure, and to choose him over Stud might be a no-brainer to some folks. I don't know, guys. I mean, we're the last four guys, and I'm only on the first matchup, and I'm already struggling. This is about as hard as it gets. I mean, there is no wrong answer in this case. For the last four figures, to be honest, there is no wrong answer anywhere. Any one of them could take on anyone else and win. That's how much I love these last four figures. It doesn't matter to me who wins. They're all phenomenal. If I could have a four-way tie for first place, that'd be perfectly fine with me. Uh, I've had Big John Stud longer. Yeah, if we could throw another option in, another factor that might help make a determination as far as you know cost goes. The Kamala figure is much more valuable. Kamala, if you're lucky, you might get it for $60. If you're unlucky, you might pay anywhere between 80 to $100, if not more. But do we really want to use price or value as a determining factor in this competition? Big John Stud, this figure might go for $30, $35. If you're lucky, you might get it for as low as 20. But I mean, does that because it's less valuable per se? Are you necessarily gonna put Kamala in over him? If we're going off that, Bruiser Brody's gonna run away with the whole competition. Right off the bat, then uh, I don't know. It's just when you have so many like factors, you gotta find any factor that sets one contestant apart from the other, and I gotta come up with something that's gonna give me some kind of criteria to put one guy past the other. I love these guys. They're both perfect pieces. It sucks. I am pushing Big John Stud forward in this competition. Big John Stud is going to my finals. And just to recap how Big John Stud got there. So, round one, I put him against Jimmy Snuka. Absolute no-brainer. Otherwise he would have squared off against Andre number one in the first round, and to lose Andre first round would have been horrible. So I'm glad I switched it up a little bit. For the most part, I pretty much did it only for Series 1. Once I got into Series 2 and later, I really didn't keep, mixing it up at all. If I did. If I did at all, it was very limited. So he defeated Jimmy Snuka in round one, which was an easy choice. Second time around, trying to see where. Oh, there's number one. So second in round two, he defeated Andre number one. I hated losing Andre so close, so early in the competition. That's why I did the mix up in the first video, the first video of competition, because I wanted the best figures to go forward, and I lost Andre round two. But that was a tough choice, and moving forward to round three, defeated Custom Hogan. So eliminate two of possibly the best figures, best LJN figures, within the first three rounds were just crazy. In round four, he knocked off King Kong Bundy. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Nope. Did I say round four? So I'm missing somebody. So he defeated Hogan in round three. Knocked off King Kong Bundy in round four. No, I was wrong. He knocked off Greg Valentine in round four. He knocked off King Kong Bundy in round five. Just reading off some of those names, all of them, minus Jimmy Snuka, of course, top 5, top 10 figures at the least. And I don't think you'd put them in top 5. I mean, top 7 at the least. So between 5 and 7. Based on the names that he's eliminated thus far, there is a good chance he wins this competition. So he does defeat Kamala in round 6. He does move on to the finals in round 7. We will do the finals video today, or in this particular video. The last remaining battle between the customs. Oh, excuse me. Have my figures fallen over. Is two of my absolute favorites. And this is going to be about as impossible as the Kamala and Stud matchup, because not only are they two perfect figures, but they are both perfect fighting poses and body slam poses. Because of the Hogan appearance, left arm down gives Bruiser Brody the perfect Greg Valentine type body slam. With right arm down, again, not as great, of course. He does the same thing as Greg Valentine, drops the hammer, so to speak, hooks the leg really great. Makes this a really fantastic piece to fight with. I really wish the chain would stay on a little better, but aesthetically, I kept talking about the boots of both these figures. Probably the best boots of any figure, custom or original, doesn't matter. That is just absolutely awesome craftsman work right there. I don't want to take too much time on this, but how do I choose two amazing figures? I mean, they made it to the last 4. Shows you how highly I think of both of these guys. And, again, the perfect body slam pose. And it doesn't matter if it's left arm under or right arm under. He works both ways. So one of the things that I talked about before, reasons I wanted to keep the Ultimate Warrior in competition, not just because this was an incredible artwork and detail on this Ultimate Warrior figure, not because the Ultimate Warrior meant something to me as a kid. Just behind Hogan is my second favorite wrestler, but also because they mimicked this character after the Hogan Series 1 figure. So by keeping this figure alive, you're kind of keeping Hogan alive in a way. And if this figure ended up winning the entire competition, one could argue that Hulk Hogan would be my ultimate my ultimate would be my all time favorite character, all time favorite LJN figure. Otherwise, you also can look at it as a 2-for-1. You get both a warrior and a Hogan victor as being victorious. Love this one. Love it so much. I don't know what to do, guys, because going up against an absolute fantastic figure. I think recently, as I've started collecting the Jack Pacific, what they call them, classic superstars. I think I came across a Bruiser Brody figure. I think I bid on him, but I had a top out at like $100 or something. There's no way possible I'm gonna collect all of the classic superstar box sets, but right now I just basically tried to collect as many as I could to fill up a shelf, and I've filled a 5 tier shelf already with triples, duals, and single box sets. And again, anything that's not LJN or Hasbro, I could care less about. Original San Francisco toy makers are pretty good, but Jack Pacific, I hate them. I hate that posable joints and legs and arms. Nah, I don't need all that. These figures right here are just perfect the way they are. It sucks, guys. I don't want to choose. All right, I think I made my decision. So, in an earlier round of competition, Greg Valentine defeated Andre the Giant. I believe it was Andre the Giant number 2. Now, why is that important? Because this body type, this fighting pose is sculpted after Greg Valentine. And of course, the Hogan body type is very similar to that of Andre the Giant. If I said that Greg Valentine defeated Andre the Giant, then there's no reason why, going off the same information, why I can't choose Bruiser Brody over the Ultimate Warrior. Love this figure. It is amazing. I hate saying that this figure loses to anybody because it is such a great piece. But I am going to go ahead and push Bruiser Brody to the end. We are entering round 7, the finals. LJN Original versus LJN Custom. Big John Studd Original, Bruiser Brody Custom. Now, again, Big John Studd has that similar pose to Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. I get same methodology applies. If Greg Valentine defeated Andre the Giant and we just use the same concept to push Bruiser Brody past Ultimate Warrior, would the same rules not apply to Big John Studd? Meaning that Big John Studd would be eliminated and Bruiser Brody would end up as my LJN favorite character or favorite figure. Makes sense. I want to talk about it a little bit more because we're at just shy of 19 minutes and I want to try and push this out a few more minutes if I can, because once this video ends, this tournament ends, and I probably won't be coming back to the LJNs for at least a little bit. I definitely won't be doing a tournament like this again in the near future. If I do, I'll probably break it down, my favorite customs or my favorite originals. I probably won't do the full LJN originals on top of customs, on top of resin, figures as well. I want this to last, guys, because I don't want to choose. These figures are both just so good. So good. And the custom belt was specific for this character. The chain, of course, specific for Bruce Brody. Big John Studd. I mean, this isn't exactly a 3D replica or anything. This, again, like so many other characters, even though he's an LJN original, and the face is kind of cartoony. great representation. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. Still love the Greg Valentine pose. So Bruiser Brody is amazing in that respect. I will take Big John Studd's pose over any other figure. I mentioned in previous videos the Sid Vicious Gulu figure is probably my all-time favorite figure, just for the simple fact that he's got that best pose. I did not. I was talking about using him as a kind of like a side by side, you know, and you can see how they line up, how perfectly they line up. This is just, even though this came out years and years and years before the Sid Vicious Galoop figure, they match up so well. They're like, modeled after each other. They're perfect. Just because the Galoop figure is, Vicious is my favorite doesn't necessarily mean that this stud has to be my favorite figure of the LJNs. But the simple fact that he's made it this far, even if he does lose to this custom Bruiser Brody figure, I think we've already established, just the simple fact that he's the last man standing from the originals, that this would be my favorite original LJN favorite. But again, this tournament isn't about just simply my favorite LJN. My favorite LJN incorporates all of my figures. Is he the favorite of all of my figures? No. I was going to say Stud defeats Bruiser Brody, but I think I kind of talked myself out of it right at the end there. So when I identified Big John Studd as my favorite LJN, at least as far as the LJN originals are concerned, that kind of made headway for me, that allowed me to choose Bruiser Brody for my all-time favorite figure, regardless of make, whether it's LJN, whether it's Random Treasures, custom from someone else. I'm super glad to have this as my winning champion for my favorite LJN tournament, because just look at it. It is just a phenomenal piece. And I'm pretty sure anyone that's been following these videos had an idea that this was going to come out on top. And I'm hoping that you at home watching these videos really find this to be the right choice. I might shoot myself in the foot after this, but like I said, I really was going to choose Big John Studd right there. And right at the end, I talked myself out of it. But you can't go wrong with either figure. They're all my LJNs, even the Rick Rudes, even the Jimmy Snukas of the world. They're all beautiful figures. I love them all. Ploy poses and stuff like that obviously makes some figures not so enjoyable, but I still love them regardless. And winner of my favorite LJN competition, custom Bruiser Brody. Wrestling Rider, thanks for this, brother. You're the best, man. Alright, so at the conclusion of this video, as I said, I am going to also post the 2 Hasbro videos I made earlier Tuesday afternoon. And that's going to feature the top 10 favorite and top 10 least favorite Hasbro figures. Again, I mentioned this many times. I'm still waiting on some Galoop figures, UK exclusives from Series 2 that are coming in from the UK. I don't know how long it's going to take for those to arrive. I'm giving it probably another, I'm going to estimate 2 weeks, let's say, before they arrive. They could be here tomorrow for all I know. But I think once those figures arrive, that will be my next round, or my next video. And that's going to feature all of the figures, and I'll probably do, my favorite in order. Now, it won't be a tournament. I'll I'll actually spread them out, and I'll basically identify the figures, favorite to least favorite. And so I'll start from the top. Let's say there's 20 figures, for example. Number 20, least favorite, down to number one, my favorite figure. And that'll be a fun video. Because of sheer quantity of characters, the 20 figures, and I want to get it done in one video. I'm thinking we probably get it done in 25, 35 minutes. So we'll see what happens. That's actually one I'm actually looking forward to as well. Alright guys, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to present these videos to you. And I'm still looking for any feedback you might have. Help me in future videos. And of course, if there's something that you're interested in, just want to, see my collection or, something like that, I'm more than happy to, make a video too about anything that you bring up. And I'll try and come up with some additional ideas as well. I've got some ideas that don't pertain to action figures or collectibles or anything like that. Again, I just want to kind of keep these in order, make them as easy to follow as possible. I don't want to balance between, ideas, at least not yet. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate everything that you've done for me as far as, being able to watch my videos, subscribing even, leaving comments. You guys are amazing. All right, talk to y'all soon. Good night for now.